Hey guys, today I'll be comparing three champions. Two of the brand new champions that came out. TANJIRO, which is ranked as epic. You have a 2.76% chance of getting him. BOROS, which you have a 0.5% chance of getting. And ICHIGO, which you have a 0.37% chance of getting. ICHIGO just came out in this brand new Demon Slayer update. BOROS used to be the previous rarest champion, but ICHIGO surpassed it when that came out. So I'm going to be comparing all three of these ones, and I'll be showing you guys the differences and some other stuff to see which one you should try to go ahead and get. So all of these ones are pretty good. So epic, so this is like a thing throughout all epics. They only increase a specific thing. If you like or it also happens for Jotaro. So, Jiraiya, you can see, Jiraiya, he buffs chakra damage specifically. Naruto, he also buffs and nerfs enemy chakra damage, only chakra. Tanjiro, as you can see, it only buffs your sword damage and your sword style damage, so it doesn't do anything else besides stuff related to sword. And then, he does, Vegeta, he buffs your, nerfs enemy strength damage, but, it's like kind of like a little difference. He's like the odd one out. If your health is below 30%, all damage is buffed by 60%. But overall, very similar. So the epics only increase like a specific thing. So Tanjiro in specific increases sword styles, as you can see over there. So if you're trying to use anything else besides sword styles and sword slashes, like you have a sword equip, this is sword slashes. You have your sword equip, tap the screen or left click, and you swing your sword. That's considered a sword slash. It normally doesn't do that much damage though. That's the only problem, but it does increase it by a little bit. And then it increases your sword style damage, but anything else, like such as grimoires, cloaks, or like a barrier, or any of those other powers that you may have, it does not increase any of your damage. And if anybody's using something besides the sword slash or a sword style to attack you, it will not nerf their damage at all, because they have to be using they have to slash with a sword, or they have to be using a sword style before Tanjiro will take into effect and nerf their attacks as well. So that's the one problem. So I'll read out the stats for Tanjiro right here. Let me go over him. So he auto-trains 70% of your sword. He nerfs all sword slash damage by 30%. And he buffs your sword slash damage by 20%. From what it's saying by nerfs all sword slash damage by 30%, it nerfs enemy sword slash damage by 30%, I'm pretty sure. So it specially buffs sword styles damage, your sword style damage by 25%, it nerfs enemies by 20%. So I'm pretty sure, from what I know, it auto-trains 70% of your sword every 4 seconds. We can go on sec. So this is Tanjiro right here. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So around 4 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds it takes for him to the little sword training. It does not say, but it's around 3 or 4 seconds. But he only trains sword. But this is a huge help for the brand new update for sword styles. It's very, very useful if you have the flame style such as me, because that scales with swords, the sword power that you have. I know lots of people aren't that powerful in sword, such as me. Compared to my other stats, sword is probably my lowest, but besides agility and speed. But this one will help you level up your sword skills so you can do more sword damage. So if you ever have flame style, or you just want to use sword slashes, this can help you out a ton, which is super duper nice. So that is it for Tanjiro. Let me show you guys the animation for those who do want to see the animation. He does the Naruto one whenever you are sprinting. This is his like idle pose. He has a single sword and he just stand like that. And this is his jump movement. He does that when he's jumping. So that's his little design. I'm going to do a 360 turnaround of him so you guys can see him. overall, he's a pretty cool champion. I do really like him. So yeah, that's Tanjiro. And now let's get into the legendary ones. So this is a special thing throughout legendaries, as I told you. Only these epics, they do something specifically. They buff something specifically. This is not the case for legendaries, which I'm glad with. They buff everything you do. It can be grimoire damage, sword damage, stand damage, whatever. And it will buff it, and if anybody attacks you with sword, stand, anything, it will nerf theirs, which is insanely good and helpful. So as you can see for BOROS, he nerfs all player damage, as you can see right there, from enemies, and it buffs all of your damage. And then same goes for ICHIGO, but ICHIGO has a smaller enemy player nerf, but a larger player buff. So yeah, those are the little things for that. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you guys ICHIGO first because he just came out. I'll show you BOROS last. So let's go ahead and equip ICHIGO. Sorry, there we go, ICHIGO. Right there. I have to wait a little bit, so I'll read out his little stats. So ICHIGO, you have a 0.37% chance of getting him, which is the rarest thing in all of the game that I know of. Made in Heaven, which used to be the previous rarest thing, you have a 0.45% chance of getting that. And people say it's like impossible to get that. And ICHIGO is even rarer, which is crazy. I didn't think they're gonna make anything rarer than ICHIGO, except for an even more OP stand than Made in Heaven, but apparently they made ICHIGO, and he is rarer than Made in Heaven. So the stats for him: he auto-trains 30% of your strength, 75% of your swords, so he trains a little bit more of your sword than Tanjiro does. And then he also trains 50% of your durability multiplier every 4 seconds. He nerfs all enemy player damage by 10%, and he buffs all of your damage by 40%. So this is the highest legendary damage multiplier for yourself, which is really, really helpful. So yeah, let me show you guys ICHIGO now. I'm gonna summon him. See if he comes. There you go. So once again, this guy does the Naruto one whenever you sprint. He has a pretty cool idle pose as well. You can see right there. That's his idle pose. This is his jumping pose. He puts both of his swords in front of him like that. So that's what he does when he's jumping. And this will be like a 360 view of his design. Let me get into like a light so you can see him a little bit better. So this is a 360 view of him. He has 2 swords right there. So you can see that. So that's the 360 view of ICHIGO. The cool thing about this one, as you saw, Tanjiro only trains sword and that's it. This one trains strength and durability. I love using this guy whenever I'm training durability because he does a nice amount of durability, and he has a nice durability increase. And he also trains your sword, which I love to train while doing durability training because since I have the frame style, I like to train it, and it also ups my total power so I look more menacing. So people don't want to mess with me too much. I'm still kind of weak still. I would consider myself still kind of weak compared to other people. But hey, at least I'm getting a little bit strong. I'll consider a few, when the one is at like QA, QD, I'll consider that to be strong or good. You'll be a pro if you have that. So yeah, this is ICHIGO guy. Okay, now let's go into the last one. As you have, this one came out in the Champions update. It is BOROS. So I had to wait a little bit. So this one is a little bit less rare than ICHIGO. You have a 0.5% chance of getting him. It used to be a 0.51% chance of getting him, but it seems to be a 0.5% chance of getting him as of right now. It might still be 0.51, but over here it says 0.5, so I'm going to stick with that. So he auto-trains 30% of your chakra, 50% of your strength and durability, and multiplier every 4 seconds. It nerfs all enemy player damage by 30%, and it buffs all of your damage by 20%. So you can see BOROS right here. So this is BOROS. You can see him. This is his little design. You can see he trains 3 things. just like Ichigo does. So here's a 360 view of him. He does not train sword at all because this was released before the sword update, where swords didn't really have too much of a use in the game. So this is his pose. He has a pretty nice pose. He has a nice little one as well. So that's his one right over there. And then let me show you his jumping animation. Pretty much all the champions I know have the same jumping animation. So yeah, they all should be around the same for the jumping animation that I know of. So yeah, that's his little animation. So you can see him right here. Oh no, I just flipped over. I don't know why I keep on having issues on flipping over, especially when I have this flame cloak equipped. It's really annoying. So yeah, that is BOROS. So now let's go ahead and do a comparison. So you can probably tell that Tanjiro is the worst. Of course he's the worst. They had to make him. He's an epic. We're comparing him to legendaries. So he is the worst. He is much easier to get than all the other guys. But he's just, if I'm comparing them, I'm not comparing rarity, but he's the worst out of all of these guys. You won't have to worry if you get him. He's still a pretty good one, but he's just way worse compared to these legendary ones, as you may expect. Now, this one is a pretty nice comparison between BOROS and ICHIGO right here. So, this one, BOROS, he's more of a guy that you can use to, if you're fighting somebody with a similar power level than you, this one will up your defense 3 times more than Ichigo. Ichigo only ups your defense by 10%, while BOROS does that by 30%, as you can see right here. See? So 30%, so it does. You have a 3 times higher player nerf than Ichigo, which is very helpful when you're fighting somebody who is around your power or maybe a little bit weaker than you, so they can't one-shot you, but they can get kind of close. Maybe they can remove half your health in one attack. But this will be very helpful for those specific fights. And then, but the thing is, it does the player your very own multiplier for damage. It's only 20%, while Ichigo is 40%. And that increase is pretty helpful on Ichigo. So you're fighting somebody that's way stronger than you. Say, this is what I like to use Ichigo for, since I'm not usually the strongest in the store for. Ichigo allows me to one-shot some people where I might not be able to one-shot them with BOROS, as Ichigo has a 40% extra damage, while BOROS only has a 20%. So if you're fighting somebody who can easily one-shot you and just that can kill you in one attack, but you can get close to killing them or kill them in one attack, this Ichigo is way better for those specific fights. It's also better for boss fights, in my opinion, as well. But yeah, that's my final verdict on which one to get. BOROS and Ichigo kind of depends on what you want to train and you're fighting, who you're fighting, and what you want to fight. Like a little fighting style, but Tanjiro just gets destroyed by both of these guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe to Two Kids in a Pod if you want some more videos like this. Also, leave us a follow on our Facebook page to help support us as well if you're watching this on Facebook. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this helps you out a nice amount on choosing which champion you want to try to grind for. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys!